Treat you? Did he make you coffees and breakfast?
Yes, yeah. So better than you? Morning, classy girl. I'll be back at 10:30 to make you breakfast. Does he not do that with you?
Find out that Luke's treated Lacey better than he treats me is just a massive shock to the system. A coffee in the morning, made a breakfast. If he's doing that for Lacey, why is he not doing it for me?
Yeah. Another thing, you know that picture of me and Adam? Yeah. He was actually a little bit envious deep down.
You know what's so crazy about Lacey? Lacey goes, oh yeah, and another thing. What do you mean another thing? Can somebody tell me, was it really necessary for Lacey to have to tell her that, oh yeah, another thing? Because let's be real, no matter how that information is going to be delivered, it's going to put Amy in a position where she's going to be like, oh, so what's he trying to say? Is he trying to say that I'm not good enough? Or like, is he saying I'm boring? Like, what the hell is going on here? No matter how you deliver it, there's going to be one of those comments that's never going to sit right. And to be fair, let's talk about delivery. This season, to be honest with you, and let's be real, just generally speaking, the way we deliver information to somebody will always pretty much anticipate how that person's going to react to how you deliver that. And this season, 99% of the time, when people have delivered information about people's partners and whatnot, it has always been delivered in a way that says, hey, you should watch your back. Hey, your man isn't being 100%. Or hey, your girl's doing this and that. These people do love the instigation. But either way, though, Lacey, tell us, why did you feel the need to have to be like, oh, yeah, and another thing? And the funny thing is that Amy came to her asking her questions. Amy never asked you about this part.
A partner like that.
Sorry, 1 second. At the beginning, you wasn't classy and he was proud of me for being classy, but now he wants me to be more like you because I'm too classy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got treated differently by Ad than you do with Luke?
Yeah, I said for me, he made me a coffee, he made me breakfast.
A little bit concerned because obviously he treated me so well. You did. You treated me really good. So.
Yeah, but like this morning, the cameras came on and it was you making me a coffee and I was like, this just doesn't happen. Like
that kind of fiery.
So you wanted me to act with Adam like that?
No, not at all.
That's why it's confused me so much saying you're envious and want me to be like that. When
I didn't say I wish you.
You know what the crazy thing is? All he's saying is that he kind of wishes that when you two are obviously in private, that you would relax a little bit, you know, and also be a bit more fun the way obviously Lacey was in that picture. He's not saying that he wants you to behave like Lacey in public. It doesn't say he wants you to be like Lacey in that kind of form in any kind of way. He's just saying that it'd be cool if you just relax. In fact, the whole comment has nothing to do with freaking Lacey, okay? It has nothing to do with Lacey. It was just the fact he's saying that, you know, he wishes that you can be a bit more relaxed. Now, of course, this is a conversation that Luke obviously needed to have with Amy anyway. And to be honest with you, this whole thing with Amy complaining about how Luke wasn't making me a cup of tea and all this kind of stuff, that right there is very annoying because the fact is, if she really wanted that treatment, you could have addressed that a long time ago. You know it is, right? Yeah, and this is the thing that sometimes we forget. When they first meet on that very first wedding day, okay? And when they meet, that's when they initially have certain conversations to talk about similarities, to talk about the things that they like and they don't like, expectations, all that kind of stuff, right? So really and truly, why didn't Amy say on that day that, yeah, you know, I do like, I would like it, you know, obviously, if she just said, listen, you know, obviously I like a man that's going to give me that princess treatment, you know what I mean? When I wake up in the morning, I've got this and that. She could have addressed that right at the beginning, to be honest with you, but the whole time, she hasn't complained one bit about how he has moved. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. The way he's obviously treated Lacey, I guess, obviously in that situation has obviously frustrated, what's her name? It's obviously frustrated Amy. But at the same time, I think with Luke, he kind of felt like he needed to treat Lacey a bit more kind of purely because he had upset her feelings. Now, should he have treated her as far as also, you know, given her treatment that's better than what he gives his own wife? Absolutely freaking not. Luke definitely should have never done that. That is somewhere that he has 100% messed up. But instead of them making to such a big freaking deal, really and truly, you're adults, you know? She could literally just say to him, hey, so this is how you treated Lacey. Please explain to me, why have you not been treating me like that? And then from that moment, they can then have a conversation of why he hasn't done it, okay? And then also have that conversation about things that they would like from each other moving forward. Have an adult conversation the way you're supposed to. Not having a conversation as if you're still both in freaking school. Like, grow the F up.
You were like that.
He said he was envious. If you were going in about Lacey saying it's not classy, she didn't. I'm envious that my wife isn't like you.
I know. Shall I explain myself?
Yes.
When I saw the picture, that was what I had to react on. And we saw the pictures and then the videos, and I felt guilty. I feel a bit guilty because I saw that it was part of a dance. Didn't see any energy things because it still stands. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm referring to the photos in terms of its vibrancy and the energy it brings because
I don't know why she keeps pulling that ridiculous face. What she's not understanding is that this man is literally saying that when he saw the picture of Lacey dancing with Adam, he would have never been happy if he had seen his own woman dancing with another guy like that. That is what he's saying. But the energy that Lacey was showing is an energy that he would actually like if his woman had it when it's just them two by themselves. Not once is he trying to, and that's why he said that he doesn't take back what he says, because he's not trying to tell you that he would like you to have been doing that man as Adam. I mean, is she really this freaking thick? The fact that she even says to him like a little bit earlier on as well that, oh, so what, are you trying to say that you wanted me to be like that with Adam? Like, are you mad? Are you actually okay? Where is the brain cell in this woman's freaking head? Wow. Luke has done so much wrong, but the way she's moving is absolutely even more stupid as hell. Fudging hell. Oh, dear Lord, man. All that work done to her face, and really and truly, she should have just been reading some books and educating herself and being intelligent, because boy, a brain cell is something that she hasn't got. If she wants to have any more procedure to her face, it should be procedure to her freaking brain, and there should be procedure of getting some more freaking brain cells installed. Yeah, I said it, and what? Let's continue.
Pulled out on what he said, that he's envious about Lacey, that he wishes that Amy was like that.
No, it's about your bullshit.
And now we got the freaking cockroach. The freaking cockroach. Okay, here we go.
I mean, my initial
Yeah, but it's
reaction.
nothing to do with that. Why didn't you say to me, I'm envious that you don't behave that way? Why didn't you say, Lacey, this photo was a
envy the
classy...
behaviour. What I envied was
Envious in respect of, like, he wishes that you were like Lacey in some respects by letting your hair down and whatever else.
I do let my hair down. I'm always dancing. I'm always listening to you. Just because I'm in the kitchen then when the music's on and spin around, mate.
well, we've tried that, did we?
Ooh, man's there. He did try that though, and she said no. Now listen, it is very evidently clear that obviously the way Luke goes about things is not to Amy's liking. She finds the way he is to be cringe. Okay, cool, that's fine. So that clearly means that you're just not into him. She's making this whole hoo-ha. Listen, I promise you now, if Luke was to do all these things that she's talking about, right? I promise you now, she would still be complaining, because Adam does all these lovely things for Polly, but Polly still complains. Okay, so I'm not saying that Polly and Amy are the same freaking person, but my point being is that Polly's a bit different. Polly, she's just borderline narcissist, to be honest with you. The girl only sees what's best for her and never what's best for anybody else. That's her issue. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Now, when it comes to Amy, it is a matter of where the fact that she's just not into him. Because I promise you now, if she had been with Nathan, right, and Nathan had been treating her exactly the same way Luke had been treating her, she would have been all over him, because Nathan's actually her type. She likes a guy that's a bit more slimmer, the guy that doesn't look, and this isn't me saying that Luke is better looking than Nathan in any kind of way, but what I'm trying to say is that she likes to have a guy that's basically, you know, looks in a certain type of way that doesn't make her feel like as if her man is too good looking for her. Because you have to understand something, right? There's a reason why Amy is, I mean, listen, you can call me out for this, it's fine, whatever, but this is just my point of view. There's a reason why Amy has, like, makeup that, I guess, looks perfect. There's a reason why she has to make sure that she goes and gets things done to us, to her face and whatnot, because you see, she carries a lot of freaking insecurities. The woman she's not happy in her own skin. She never has been and probably never will be. So therefore, usually people like her, they want to be with someone who is basically kind of punching for them. They want to be with someone that they feel is slightly below them or maybe on par, because being with somebody that is a bit too good looking or someone that really looks after themselves and whatnot, you see, for her now, it taps into her insecurities, because then that means it's as if she has to keep trying hard enough to keep up with that person's appearance or whatever. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like I'm not, to be honest with you, but I know what the hell I'm saying, okay? Either way, the matter of fact is, personally, I think with Amy, that she's not into Luke simply because she doesn't feel like she can keep up to his aesthetic look. That's just my point. That's just my point being, because honestly, I generally, and here's the thing. With Nathan, because he's a bit more slimmer and is somebody that doesn't take, you know, working out too seriously, isn't that too much bothered about necessarily what he puts in his mouth or whatnot, he's basically lower maintenance. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? And for her, that works. That works. She wants someone that's slightly more lower maintenance, so therefore she can be a bit more relaxed. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about, whether it's making sense or not. But the grand scheme of it is that she's only giving him a hard time because she's just not that into him. Or maybe not into him at all. I promise you now. Let's go.
We've tried that.
He's basically told Lacey he thinks I'm boring. 100%. Just we believe this is Luke's.
Sorry. And just to add on top of that, right? I guarantee you, if Lacey had been matched with Luke and Luke had been behaving the way he had been behaving, Lacey would have loved that. Loved that. Because I'm telling you now, you switch this couple, you give Nathan and Amy a chance, you give Lacey and Luke a chance, you will see how both their relationship be so different, because you can see Lacey is just begging for Nathan to be a bit more of a freak, to be a bit more out there, and to have a little bit of jealousy and a bit more and a little bit of possession over her. Luke would give her that. He would give her that possessive feeling. Just what I'm saying, that jealous type of feeling. She wants that. Why? Because she has lived a life where she's always been the ugly twin, as she says. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so for her to find a man that's actually obsessed with her and doesn't want to look elsewhere, she would love that. Because of course, remember what happened at the wedding. Nathan was eyeing up her sister. You know what I'm saying? Okay, remember, let's not forget that. And that didn't sit right with her anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you now, Nathan is just as flat as Amy. That's why they would work. Okay, Luke and Lacey are just as freaky as each other, point blank. That's why Lacey was out there doing that with Adam. I promise you now, if Lacey had been out with Nathan, okay, in that club, she would have never done those dance moves with Nathan. I promise you now. I promise you now. And I think, to be honest with you, the reason why Lacey was so touched about what Luke said is probably because she was like, oh, and I think she was trying to get her back on him. Do you see what I'm saying? I think when they were spending time together, I think she probably enjoyed it, to be honest with you, because she was like, okay, this is a big man who's quite strong. He's a bit cheeky, he's a bit cringy, but I don't mind that, to be fair with you. And I know he'll be able to carry my weight around, all that kind of stuff. And that's not me calling her a big girl, so calm yourselves down. You know what I'm saying, okay? I'm just going on a freaking rant here that I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Anyway, whatever, let's go, man.
Desire to get involved in other people's drama for attention. We have noticed this it displays a fake and disingenuous nature and gives the impression you care more about other people's business than your own marriage in a sexual manner. Luke, we would advise you to put Amy before attention, as this was another concern for her. So we praise you on the effort you are putting in. Kindest regards, kiss, kiss, kiss.
We wrote that letter. It said be open and honest, so I felt like I was.
Both of you, or just you?
Both of us, yeah.
Talking about the photo at the commitment ceremony, you called Lacey unclassy, and then he said, being at the partner swap week, he was envious to Lacey.
Do you want to hear a funny thing that Sasha just said, and how she just contradicted herself? You only found out about the envious thing tonight. You wrote this letter before tonight. So how can you say that all of a sudden you know he's fake? Because at the ceremony he says this, but tonight he says that, when tonight happened after you wrote that letter. Sasha is a mean girl, okay? She's just upset that Luke was on Alex's side the whole time. She's just upset that obviously Luke is somebody that doesn't really want to be in a situation where he wants to argue with people, okay? He wants to be cordial with people as much as he can. So at the end of the day, just because he obviously went to Alex's side when everybody was ganging up on him and he tried to at least defend him, right? She's upset about it just because he wasn't on her side. She's a petty little girl. Wow.
Opinion.
You just went about. It's convenient at the time.
What you about?
You just switch your story.
What do you mean switch your story?
He's like bullshit. You go for attention when the camera's on.
That's your opinion.
Sure, you're not holding back because you're actually in front of the group and can't change your story to each person individually.
There's no advice in here. This is a personal attack. What is the advice here?
Facts. His letters were meant to be giving advice, not opinions. No, the personal attack. Ross is, honestly, you know what? Out of all the guys in the house, Ross has been the most fakest one of them all. The fact that he's never stood on business one bit, never spoke up one bit. I mean, apart from the one moment he had a hissy fit and threw the ring and, spoke up to Alex like he was a bad man, Ross has been one of the fakest. Oh my goodness gracious me. How do you allow yourself to be with a woman like that? How do you allow your woman to behave like that in a public setting? Are you okay? Humble her mouth. Humble her mouth. If you can't humble her mouth, boy, it's going to be a long day for you in a relationship. Good thing that you two clearly wasn't together, but the reason why I call him is one of the fakest, and maybe he's not the fakest, but one of the fakest, because we all know that in case you don't know, spoiler alert, he left Sasha 2 weeks after the experiment ended, which means that he was always going to leave. Just the whole time he was riding it out and just playing a part of the game of her. What kind of weak man is this? I hope his new girl has been watching the way he has conducted himself and she can recognize that this guy's nothing but a pussy. Anyway, let's continue.
I've always been quite aware there's a different person with different people. The only person I'm concerned about is Amy, so he needed to hear it.
I said to him,
You're not concerned about Amy. Behave yourself. You're far from that. If you was concerned about Amy, yeah, if you was concerned about Amy, you would have given advice, not given an opinion where you're pretty much taking down her husband. Calm yourself down.
Am I worthy of you? And Karen was like, you're more than enough for me.
Christina now, my head is all over the place at the minute.
Yeah.
But I care about that girl more than she realises, I think. I've never met a girl like that in my life. No. Down how Christina's different, I soon realised, actually, they're very similar. It's hard to not feel the...
I am not your ex. I can see the potential with us. I can see me, in whatever time you need, moving to Newcastle. I've fought for you from day one. We have so much respect for each other. We've got that fire and electric between us. And I don't...
There's no one in the world like you. And I've never met anyone more unapologetically themselves. And I know I'm potentially risking losing one of the best women that I could ever wish for. Can't see things moving forward. I'm not going to lead you on because I do care about you.
I can obviously see this future with Kieran.
Logically, like, just really think about it. She's a good woman.
I know she is. The area where I'm thinking, is this a friendship? Or is this more? And all I can do is be honest with you.
Kieran.
Christina's still trying to fight for it. I'll never meet another Christina in my life. I'm well aware of that. I need to work out whether this can be more than a friendship.
You are fucking with my head.
Okay, listen, I'll keep this one simple, man. I'm gonna say the same thing I've been saying the last 2-3 weeks. Okay, he needs to leave. Like, do you know what he reminds me of? Okay, yo, where my Nigerian people at? They're gonna enjoy this one. He reminds me of those, you know, like Nigerian men. Okay, you know how they be. So if you know, you know. Okay, they'll come into your life. They will love bomb the hell out of you. You know what I mean? Love bomb the hell out of you until you are finally hooked onto them. And then boom, once you're hooked and your emotions are all over the place for that person, boom, switch up. Complete switch up. Okay? It's complete. But let me be clear what type of Nigerian man that I'm talking about. The way I'm generalizing right now. You know the Nigerian men that are scammers, the ones that use you for that green card or use you for the UK permit, you know what I mean? You know them ones, yeah? They love bomb the hell out of you. And then once they get what they want, skedaddle. They're gone. Gone like Jacqueline and High. Gone as if they was bipolar. Gone like boom, boom. This is this guy, man. Like, bro, he's been love bombing her the whole season. And he's still doing it till this day. Oh, I'll never see a girl like you again. Oh, I'll be that, but what? Why are you saying all these lovely things, knowing full well you don't even know if you want to commit to her? Well, I know you don't want to commit to her, to be honest, but let's keep it a buck. Yeah, this guy is a fool. I don't like Kieran. Like, I thought I did, you know what I mean? But I really don't know who I dislike the most, because this season has been filled with trashy people. But the cast of this season has been nothing but just ugly to watch, to be honest with you. I will say, and some of you may want to argue me in this one, but for me personally, the most genuine person, you know, in this whole entire season was Alex. Alex was himself throughout the whole season. He gave 0 Fs whether or not people were gonna like him or not. He was him throughout the whole time, okay? The whole time. You know what I mean? Man was down on business. I respect that so much. You know, the rest of these guys, clowns. Clowns for the most part. I mean, Rochelle stood on business too, but a lot of people hated on her. They hated on her the most, I think, to be honest with you. But she stood on business, you know what I mean? She was true to her word. True to her word. I like people like that, okay? But Kira, on the other hand, man was love bombing and still love bombing. But how can you tell someone that they're the best thing that's ever gonna happen to you, but yet you still don't even want to be with them? Somebody make sense out of that. Make sense out of that.
Massively, because you're not doing anything to show that you feel that way about me.
Yeah, perfectly. I'll always make you tea in the morning, make you breakfast, and run your bath. Like, I've literally treated you like a princess.
Over and kiss me on the cheek, and you never come over and give me a cuddle. Like,
I've been 100% honest from the start. The attraction's not there. I'm trying to build the attraction, and you're sitting there going, well, your actions don't match up. I'm just not anything you're missing.
I don't.
To be honest with you, I should have just ended the recording right here when he says this, you know what I'm saying? But listen, somebody tell me this, okay? Man is literally out here telling you, I don't know what week, I think we're like on week 9 now. I don't know which week we're on, but he's still saying that, listen, I told you that I'm not attracted to you. It's a matter of me building that attraction. No matter how much I try, you keep putting me down. But bro, let's just go back to the point. Attraction. You've never been attracted. The fact that you are still not attracted to this woman after all this time. Because let's keep it real here. All right. This isn't a case of where they're living out on the outside, okay, and they've got work commitments or whatnot, and they're only seeing each other like once a week, or seeing each other for a few hours throughout the week. Okay, these two have been living together for God knows how many weeks now. So that means the process of trying to find that connection is going to be dramatically quicker than it would be normally. That's why if you watch something like a Love Island, you know what I mean? They will find their attraction quickly. They'll know if they want to be there quickly. And then obviously when they leave, it doesn't work out because they can't survive the real world, right? Because it's two different things. So the fact that this is still coming out of his mouth is actually quite hilarious. That should tell him that he's wasting his own time, bro. If you're still not attracted to her, you clap the cheeks on week one. Week one, you bent that booty over, you know what I mean? You was clapping those cheeks. Okay, you did it the one time. You did it the one time, and since then you have not wanted to clap those cheeks since. That tells you you're never going to be attracted to her. You know what I'm saying? Ah, boy, those cheeks though. Oh, the damage I would have done. Sensation. Hey, behave yourselves. Behave yourselves, I'm saying. So the matter of fact that he hasn't done that, right, tells you all you need to know. Now, Polly needs to be honest with herself. She needs to be honest with herself. The reason, apart from the fact that she has a freaking narcissistic tendencies where, to be honest, everything is always going to be about her. Generally speaking, right, she needs to be honest with herself of why she's really like this, why she's giving him such a hard time the most. It is simple, because you're still asking for what Alex told you, the bare minimum, and you know what the crazy thing about it is, that the bare minimum that she's actually asking for is literally for her cheeks to be clapped. That is legit what she's asking for. She wants to feel some wood inside of her. You know what I'm saying? This is like, she's so easy to read. She's the kind of person that as long as you're giving her some sex, she's going to be happy. You can treat her, you can neglect all the other things, whether it be making her breakfast in bread and all that kind of stuff. To be honest with you, for the most part, she ain't even going to care. But let's not forget though, she's got ADHD too. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and that's a very key thing, because sometimes some people with ADHD, they need physical attention. The reason why she's been like this with him, to be fair, it ain't even because necessarily the way she's been with other people is probably due to her being here. But when it comes to herself with him, it hasn't even been the case where she's even been selfish to the fact that she's ignored everything that he has done. It has been more to the fact that her actual real needs have not been tapped into. Her love language is physical touch. She needs hugs. She needs kisses. She needs to be bent over. She needs those legs spread. Do you see what I'm saying? And Adam ain't doing that. And that is the real core reason why she's like this. You know what I'm saying? And Adam knows it. That's why he said that he didn't want to sleep with her again to lead her on. You know what I'm saying? He's aware of it a little bit. All right? But at the same time, he also doesn't want to sleep with her because he's just not into her. Man doesn't like meats like that. He does not like the yammy yams. He does not like the bunda. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I feel like you want me in any way because you don't show me anything.
You don't get it.
He feels pressured and he feels like he's got to do all the work. It's new. I didn't think it was such a problem in our relationship. But
the journey has been about Adam needs to change, Adam needs to be romantic. It hasn't been, oh, let's leave Adam to try and build an attraction so we can build on it with the foundations we've got. It's just always over everyone's. You would fuck the whole world over if it saved you.
He ain't lying. But listen, you don't build attraction. Come on, let's be real. Attraction no, attraction can never be built. It can't be. And attraction has to be there initially. Okay, sometimes we can be attracted to someone and actually not know that we're attracted to them, and therefore it can be unlocked, but it cannot be created and built on. Nah, that doesn't happen. And let me give you an example. Like, for example, we could all have that friend that we've been friends for a long time, or that work colleague that we've been with for a while, but we've never really seen them in an attractive way. We've never seen them in a sexual way, but we know they're a good-looking person. But then because you get to know each other time and time again, and you're now starting to connect on an emotional level, all of a sudden you start to recognize that their attraction, you can actually now see in a sexual way too. Do you see what I'm saying? That is something that can be built on 100%. But we all got those people that we look at and we're like, yeah, we would never go there because we're just not attracted to them at all, point blank period. This is that situation.
Pressure. Who the hell puts pressure in a relationship?
That's bollocks. I don't ever make you feel like that. I don't speak to you about it enough for you to say to me that there's pressure from me because there's...
You've put yourself first. Never once has it been about me.
I am really surprised that he said that I don't ask him how he feels. Ask me a little bit.
Didn't like talking about intimacy, it made me feel uncomfortable. So I have always aired it, I just haven't said it on the sofa. Really, really frustrated and upset, which isn't nice, but you brought that on yourself.
It made me realise, like, how selfish I've been with your feelings, and I just don't like that. I don't feel like I've taken your feelings into consideration, and that I have. I'm really sorry that I have.
You've realised it now, and you've acknowledged it, and you're
like, I haven't. taken into account is the fact that I've asked for this, that, and this, and he's shown me in so many different ways. And a couple of weeks ago, like, I never want to make you feel like anything you do isn't good enough.
Polly. Let's be real. You don't really give a damn. Like you're just doing this because you you know, I'm not gonna say that she's obviously being like this on purpose. You know what I mean? Because she wants to the grand scheme is yeah. I already said what I said, right? Come on now. We all know that that's not even the real reason, or at least I know it. Now listen, I said to you guys earlier on, okay, in this video. Earlier on, I already said to you that for me personally, Lacey and Luke should have been together. Amy and Nathan should have been together, right? Now I'm going to give you another spinner. Alex should have been with Polly. I'm going to tell you why. What's that one thing that Hollywood always speak about that Alex did so well? She was like, listen, he's the only man that's ever made me feel so good about myself when it comes to my body. Makes me feel so right? He gave her that confidence within the way she looked. You see what I'm saying, okay? And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Holly was just, But anyway, with the bottom line is this, right? That same reassurance that he was giving Holly, that's exactly what Polly wants and needed. So to be honest with you, if Alex had been with Polly, I guarantee you we would have seen a different Polly. Not completely, but we would have seen a different Polly. You know what I'm saying, okay? But don't get it confused. This whole bully mentality that she has, right, it's a persona, because I promise you now, with the right guy, this woman would be submissive. And I promise you now, if she had been with Alex, she would have been way much more submissive than she is. They should have been 100% more submissive. But obviously, she's not now anyway, do you know what I mean? Because she would have been smitten with the fact that he would have been giving her that physical attention. I promise you now, we would have seen a different person. Holly, on the other hand, I don't believe that there was any man in this house, to be honest with you. Actually, do you know what though? This one's a wild one. This one I'll happily understand if people disagree. The rest of them I ain't gonna understand. You have to agree with me. You know what I'm saying? It's not an option, but there could have been one guy that maybe could have fitted the bill for Holly. I mean, probably about 40% maybe could have worked, but Casper and her maybe would have worked. Actually, no. Do you know what? Scratch that. Holly was way too messy for Casper. Casper was this flipping, you know, this posh dude. Just be real. The man spoke like he was in Oxford University all the time. I mean, as if he just came out of Cambridgeshire. So no, actually, forget that. Scratch that. To be honest with you, I don't believe that Holly's match was even in this experiment. To be fair, the more I think about it, nah. Holly was a different breed. To be honest with you, but I generally do feel at least Alex and Polly would have been an interesting couple. I don't know if they would have worked for the whole season, but they would have been, we would have seen a different side of her. To be honest with you, I reckon that if Alex then would have obviously upset her, I reckon that the rage we would have seen at the Polly probably would have been far worse, because it would have been an emotional one, you know what I mean, rather than just one that's manufactured out of frustrations. Because everything that we've seen from Polly is just manufactured of just when she's not happy with somebody. Do you see what I'm saying? It was never from like an emotional standpoint, you know. So yeah, that one would have been very, very different. Man, yeah. These are the couples anyway that I would have reshuffled. That's all I can say for that. Ross, on the other hand, I don't know why he came on the show. Ross is, whatever. You know, Kieran, he needs to leave Christina. He needs to let that girl go. He needs to let her go. It's just that simple. Sasha, let me not say anything. Anyway, with that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. I want to see these comments come in. Come on now. Peace.